I'm Isaac Maluki, the CEO and Director of Shona EPZ Limited. Well, I think this journey of mine really started in the year 2000 when I started auditing and inspecting different factories that were exporting goods to the US and Europe. And I think during that time, I really got to see an opportunity of being able to support a lot of Kenyans by creating job opportunities for them. So 6 years ago, I jumped into the bandwagon of being a manufacturer. So I moved from doing the audits to now being audited. And at that time, we started with about 47 people. Now we have over 400 employees, and still being able to manufacture and export directly to the US, to UK, and to France. My biggest challenge, I must say, getting to understand the industry, because I was among the first ethnic Kenyans to have started Garment EPZ, doing direct exports. And when I did, there were a lot of challenges that we faced in that raw materials that we required, the buyers that we needed to talk to, all those, it was very difficult to find. At the time I was starting, I think the industry was already probably over 20 years in the country. But all that was foreign investments, and that meant that all the manufacturers were simply buying everything from abroad. And as they were doing that, it meant that in the country we did not have raw material suppliers. So I get into this business and I'm thinking, I'll buy my fabric, I'll buy my machinery, my needles, and all these things right from the country, only to find that I couldn't get them here. Then I had to start understanding, so where do I need to find these raw materials and all these things. So that was one of them. The other challenge was actually also access to finance. And with other major manufacturers already having their way of getting finance from their home countries, the banking industry in Kenya wasn't really funding the garment manufacturers. And so it was a little difficult for us to get the kind of finance that we required, without breaking a leg and trying to sell it to the bank. And so because of that, the growth in our industry was not as expected. I think another challenge was also getting to understand the buyers properly. Because yes, we did have some really good buyers, but when we got the bad ones, they really brought us down to our knees. Losing millions of dollars just because you didn't get to understand the buyers properly and how to differentiate from good and bad buyers. I wouldn't say that luck is a major factor to the success of the business. I believe the opportunity finds preparation, and that's when you find success. So luck is akin to gambling. You may get something good, but it's not consistent. It's not long-lasting. And when we are getting into this business, I got to realize at one point in time, I woke up and I was saying, wow, the kiosk I thought I was starting with 47 people is now 400 people. Those are 400 families we have to think about. It's no longer about me, but it's about the business. It's about the future. Where am I thinking of Shona going? Is it about, am I planning for my great-grandchildren to take over? Or am I planning to retire and then the business closes? And so I had to really start thinking of the future and then preparing myself for that, so that when the buyers really get in to see who they can get in touch with, they can find someone who's prepared. So I believe the luck is that you're going to get a good buyer, but for success, you need to really be prepared so that when that good buyer comes, you're lucky enough to get them. Take the business very seriously, especially in the entrepreneurial space. You need to be committed to your business, fully committed to your business. You need to be patient. If you find yourself being excited about one or two small deals, then you're still not yet there. You need to get to a point where you're sure about your processes, you're following them, you're committed, you're patient, and you're taking your business very, very seriously. And so I would advise, especially people who are doing their businesses, make sure that it's something that you're also very passionate about. Because with all the challenges that you face, if you're not passionate about your business, it's easy for you to let go. So if you're passionate about it and you're committed for your business, then you'll find yourself growing through whatever challenge it is that you're going through. You'll also be able to get to learn about the mistakes that you've been making, and get to know how to do your business much better.